Hey champions, Arian, Tyson here. I want to shoot this video and really just spill some truth out for you. First of all, for those people that like to say, I don't have time, I want to challenge you today. And I'm just going to give you some truth. And the truth basically is, don't tell me you don't have time. Don't tell me you don't have time. And here's why. You have time for the things that matter to you. When you say I don't have time, it's better phrased as that's not important enough. What if there's an emergency? You have time for that. What if you're in a business meeting and someone offers you $72 million to leave without saying a word? Bye-bye meeting. Time is never valid as a general excuse. Do you ever tell yourself you don't have time for something? No time for exercise? Not enough time to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day? Not enough time to cook meals? Don't. You can say you don't have time to do something on any given day, but generally speaking, you have time to do whatever you want. Until we leave this world, we have a constant supply of time. 1 second leads to the next. I realize it seems like a technicality, but it's much more than that. The people who thrive in life are the ones who understand that we have plenty of time, but limited priorities. We can't prioritize everything at a high level because we can only be at one place doing one thing well at a time. This is what creates time confusion. Things we like to do cannot be done because they're too low a priority for us. Now, the problem, what does it mean when someone says they don't have time for something? Very important. It means that their priorities are screwed up and nothing else. You don't have time to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. You can only get 4. Unless there is a medical condition or some direct impedance to your sleep, such as if you have a baby, you do have time. You just value sleep less than the things you do instead of sleeping. And that's your choice. But don't tell me you don't have time. And I'm saying that because I used to be guilty of that. But I can get 5 to 7 hours of sleep every night, sometimes more. And I have done so for my entire life, especially since I have become health conscious. I haven't yet found a good reason to deprive myself of rest. And I've been careful to avoid things that would jeopardize that. Getting enough rest is one of my very highest priorities. I will cut it short on special occasions when I need to, but on most nights, I get it. So let's say you're someone that says, but I have kids and my job, man. Okay, I understand that external responsibilities of high importance exist, but that's exactly what they are to you, important. If you value sleep more than your job and the income that it provides, you might sleep in and miss work and get fired. But you still have a choice in the matter. Most people would never choose to sleep in because most people prioritize their income, their source of income, as most essential for good reason. But when you demand 8 hours of sleep and have a job that doesn't allow for it, there's a conflict. People who say they don't have time in this example do something secretly devastating in the process. They give up their power. If you don't have time to do something, then there is no solution. You're not going to get more time in your days. But if you accurately say that income is a priority over getting enough sleep, but that sleep is still very important, then you're at a place where you could potentially solve the problem. It's a subtle difference, but understanding that you're choosing priorities instead of not having control over your time is empowering. There's a difference between having empowering thoughts and submissive thoughts. Let me break this down. When you say I don't have time is a passive, submissive phrase that tells the world you've given up on something. It's a false excuse. When you give a false excuse, it is a sign that you're avoiding something uncomfortable. Now, right now, there are people that are watching this video that are married. There are some people that are watching this video that are single. So let me talk to the single folks. Single folks could definitely say, they could tell you, I don't have time to find a mate. I don't have time to find a woman. I don't have time to find a man. But that would only mean that I'm scared to try. You could say, they would say they have plenty of time fillers to make the excuse seem valid to me and to others. I'm writing a book. I'm getting in shape. I'm settling in my new city, wanting to travel the world, etc. But you know what? You do have time to find a mate because it's important to you. And I'm going to try to find the right one. It's harder to say that because it puts you in a vulnerable position. What if I fail in my quest? What if it takes me a long time to find them? When you admit you have time for something important, and again, we always do, it puts you on the hook to do something about it. And that's scary. But just beyond that fear is usually the next step up in life. Admit that you have plenty of time. Anything important you're not spending time on just isn't a priority to you right now for one reason or another. But in the end, you have to work through your priorities, and time will take care of itself. So I wanted to share that with you. I trust that it was of value to you. I didn't want to necessarily go that long, but it is what it is. If you got value from it, feel free to leave me a comment. Feel free to share this video. And remember, in life, you have two choices. You can make moves or you can make excuses, but you most certainly cannot do both. It's yours truly, Arian Tyson, the Moving Motivator, and I will talk to you on the next one. Peace.